So now eNCA senior reporter Xoli Mngambi is at the main Freedom Day celebration in Bloemfontein. And Xoli, it's interesting because as all of this was continuing today, there are two Southeast Asian nations that are also seeking a degree of liberation and freedom, and possibly you can draw a comparison for me.
Indeed, Jeremy, whilst South Africa is celebrating its historic day here some 24 years ago, South Africans, in particular the black majority, getting their first right to vote, Jeremy, and their first right to dignity and respect, as the president said. In South Korea, or should we say in the Korean Peninsula, you have the North and South Korea holding a very historic summit there, Jeremy, where Kim Jong-un made some commitments there today. I'm not alone, Jeremy. In attendance here in these celebrations in South Africa is the South Korean ambassador to South Africa, and that is Mr. Jong Dae. Am I right? How do I pronounce your name, sir?
My name is Jong Dae.
Jong Dae. That's right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for correcting me there. Very historic day that is happening in your country of birth. Very historic summit that is taking place there. Talk to me about the commitments that were made today, in particular by Kim Jong-un of North Korea. He's saying that he's making lots of commitments there, saying that this is going to live up to some of the commitments he's made there. Are you optimistic that this indeed will be achieved?
Yes, it's great. First of all, I would like to send my warmest congratulations to the people of South Africa on this memorable day of Freedom Day. And we are very pleased that at this day in our country, we are having another historic moment, having the first summit meeting between two Koreas in 11 years. And leader of North Korea, Chairman Kim Jong-un, he came to South Korea, which is the first time ever for North Korean president leader to come. And I'm very optimistic. What I hear and what the two leaders have expressed is very special. They have agreed to completely denuclearize the Korean Peninsula and has discussed many far-reaching measures that we will follow up in the coming months.
Talk to me about how much autonomy these two leaders have in determining, or should we say in self-determination of the Korean Peninsula, given the amount of influence that Washington and Beijing have had on these two countries.
Yes, I think this is very momentous because our two countries, South and North Korea, have finally come together. And on our own initiative, of course, we got a lot of help from our partners, our neighboring countries, but this is the initiative that we started, and it's very significant because it means that we can be the drivers of peace in this peninsula. And of course, we're not alone. We need other countries' help. But this is a very fresh start, and I'm confident that we will play an important role in driving this process forward so that countries like the United States, China, Japan, and Russia, and all the international community will be supportive.
Your Excellency, you'll agree with me, though, that there is still a lot of skepticism when it comes to Kim Jong-un's commitments, given that in the past he has reneged a number of times. In particular, lots of war talk in as far as nuclear is concerned. Are you confident that indeed he's going to make good on his promises? How confident are you that this indeed is going to be, these are going to be the sort of fresh commitments that he sticks to?
Okay, I hope and I believe at this stage, of course we have to see how it unfolds, but because of the new things the leader has spoken and we were able to bring to the table. For example, we are discussing denuclearization, which have never taken place between our two countries. And of course, coming from President Kim Jong-un, Chairman Kim Jong-un. So I think we are finding North Korea in a situation where leader has made a kind of a decision, and the environment surrounding our peninsula is that you cannot avoid not confronting the issue positively, because when you continue the path of nuclearization, you'll be too dangerous and the stake is too high. So somewhat, I think we have brought up this regime where only peace prevails, and I think that has a very important influence on the leader in the North Korea.
Right, thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your time. Park Jong Dae. I've got it right, don't I?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks indeed for your time. Well, Jeremy, that is the South Korean ambassador to South Africa, and Park Jong Dae is his name, just reflecting on not just the history of South Africa that was made here some 24 years ago, but also a very historic day that's happening back in his home country of South Korea today.
Xoli, just as you continue with your crash course in the Korean language, let me ask you very quickly for a brief assessment of President Ramaphosa, striking ostensibly today a very positive tone, but again, as we've heard him in the past, very much a call to action as far as ordinary citizens are concerned.
Indeed, Jeremy, very, very clear. The President, Cyril Ramaphosa, saying that the only way that people are going to be lifted out of poverty is by ensuring that the economy grows. And how do you do that? By attracting investment. But how do you attract investment, Jeremy, in a country where you have, in some provinces, an element of destabilization in as far as governance is concerned? I know that you already have in the top of your mind the Northwest. It has been a battleground in the past week, and I had the opportunity, along with other colleagues, of course, where we doorstopped the president, Jeremy, and I said to him that when is Mapilo resigning so that you can stabilize the economy or stabilize the governments at a provincial and national level in order to attract this all-important investment. And he says that, look, we're not going to be reckless about things. We are going to ensure that we take into account what people are saying right now. We're engaged in a process of consultation, and you'll know, Jeremy, that the ANC is busy engaging the 4 regions of the Northwest, where they are, I guess, talking and almost putting their finger on the pulse of how the structures of the ANC feel. Could that be some kind of indication, Jeremy, that we might see potentially the Northwest Provincial Executive that is led by Suprabao Mapilo possibly being disbanded? Well, that is perhaps the rumor, that's the talk right now, but nothing is conclusive. The president very clear that the consultations have got to come to an end, and we must do things by the book in order to then come to a decision that says, yeah, indeed, Premier so-and-so has got to go. So, Jeremy, that's the stance of the president in as far as growing the economy. The other elements that he spoke about, remember, SAFTU marched on Wednesday saying that 20 Rand an hour is an insult, it's slave wages, and the president responding here today saying that, look, I agree with you, it's not a living wage. 20 Rand an hour cannot be a living wage. However, it is a solid foundation from which to start. And he says that if 6.6 million people in this country are earning way low or way less than 20 Rand an hour, then we have a problem. And surely you'll agree that indeed, as much as 20 Rands is not the kind of base that we would like to start off with, but if people are earning much less than that, then we have a problem. And so he says that we've got to engage, and this is an opportunity for the trade union federations to take the next step forward now to ensure that that decent or living wage is realized by the people of this country. Another important issue, Jeremy, the land question. President Ramaphosa very clear in his words. He says that we've got to accelerate the redistribution of land. However, he says that he wants to take on board the citizens of this country, and that's why he's urging them. He says that you have got to come on board and participate in how you think we should distribute land without, emotions, without people engaging with their emotions, and perhaps try to avoid the unintended consequences that may come with, for example, or that may threaten food security. So these are just some of the highlights, Jeremy, that stick to mind or that really stuck out for me in my head at least.
Xoli, I'm trying to say thank you to you in South Korean, and I've just looked it up, but if I try to pronounce it, I think I'm going to upset all our South Korean viewers. So I'm just going to say thank you in English, and we'll talk to you a little bit later on. Xoli Mngambi live for Newsday in Bloemfontein.